Listen closely. This sound, the simple click of a fuel nozzle, is one of the most important signals your Chevrolet will ever give you. But for millions of Chevy owners, that click isn't the end of the process. It's just the beginning of a costly mistake. You've probably done it yourself. The pump clicks off, but you want to round up to the nearest dollar, or maybe you just want to squeeze in every last drop to extend your range. You think you're being efficient, but in reality, you are slowly suffocating your engine from the inside out. This isn't just about a few extra cents of gasoline. It's about a design flaw in human behavior that leads to a multi-$1,000 repair bill. Whether you drive a Silverado, a Tahoe, or a late-model Equinox, your vehicle is equipped with a highly sensitive breathing system. When you force liquid fuel into a space designed only for air and vapor, you set off a mechanical domino effect that can end with your truck on the back of a flatbed. Tonight, we're going deep into the belly of your fuel system to show you exactly why topping off is the most expensive habit you have. We are uncovering the hidden engineering that most drivers ignore until it's too late. It's time to stop the cycle and save your Chevy. Chevrolet builds some of the most reliable trucks and SUVs on the road today. But even the toughest Silverado has an Achilles heel. This video isn't just a maintenance tip, it's a warning about the Evaporative Emission Control System, or EVAP. This silent guardian works behind the scenes to keep your vehicle efficient and the air clean. However, the habit of topping off is the primary cause of EVAP failure in modern Chevys. We aren't talking about a simple fuse or a loose cap. We're talking about components like the charcoal canister and the purge valve, parts that aren't designed to handle liquid gasoline. By the end of this video, you will understand the anatomy of this failure, why it's so prevalent in the Chevy community, and how one simple change at the pump can save you over $1,500 in repair costs. If you value the longevity of your vehicle, you cannot afford to ignore this. This is the truth about what happens when you ignore the click. To understand why topping off is so destructive, we have to look at the anatomy of your Chevy's fuel system. Think of your gas tank as a sealed room. When you fill it with gasoline, the air inside needs a place to go. This is where the EVAP system comes in. It's essentially the ventilation system for your fuel tank. Its primary job is to trap gasoline vapors and store them until the engine can safely burn them off. The heart of this system is the charcoal canister. Inside this black plastic box is a dense bed of activated charcoal pellets. Think of this canister like a giant sponge, but a very specific kind of sponge. It is designed to absorb gas fumes, not liquid gasoline. When the fuel nozzle clicks off, it means your tank is full and there is just enough headspace left for vapors to expand. But when you squeeze the handle again to top it off, you are forcing liquid gasoline up into the vapor lines. That liquid travels directly into the charcoal canister. Imagine taking a sponge meant for light mist and throwing it into a bucket of lead. The charcoal pellets inside become saturated and heavy. They begin to break down, turning into a thick, gritty sludge. Once that charcoal is compromised, the canister can no longer breathe. It becomes a literal plug in your fuel system. This isn't just a minor clog, it's a total failure of the system's ability to regulate pressure. This is the moment your repair bill starts climbing into the hundreds and potentially thousands of dollars. It's a silent, hidden disaster happening right beneath your trunk every time you try to round up that gas price. The engineering is precise, and by overriding the pump's safety sensor, you are effectively breaking the machine. Once your charcoal canister is saturated, a devastating domino effect begins throughout your Chevy's powertrain. The first victim is often the purge valve. This small solenoid is responsible for allowing stored vapors into the engine to be burned. But when the charcoal inside the canister breaks down, it releases tiny black fragments into the vacuum lines. These fragments travel like shrapnel through your fuel system, wedging themselves inside the purge valve and the vent solenoid. This causes the valves to stick either wide open or tightly shut. If the purge valve is stuck open, your engine will constantly pull in raw fuel vapors, even when it doesn't need them. This creates a rich fuel mixture, too much gas and not enough air. Now, the damage moves to the engine and exhaust. Running rich means your engine is working harder and hotter. This excess fuel doesn't burn completely. It enters your exhaust system and begins to melt the delicate honeycomb structure inside your catalytic converters. Replacing a catalytic converter on a Silverado or Suburban is a massive expense, often exceeding $1,500. But it gets worse. Excessive fuel can leak past the piston rings and mix with your engine oil. This is called oil dilution. It thins out the lubricant that protects your engine's moving parts, leading to premature wear on your bearings and cylinder walls. What started as a quest for an extra half gallon of gas has now evolved into a systemic failure that threatens the very life of your engine. You are no longer just dealing with a fuel issue. You are looking at potential catastrophic internal engine damage, all because the ventilation of your car's fuel system was bypassed for the sake of a rounded-off dollar amount. The cost of convenience is never this high in any other part of vehicle ownership. So, how do you know if your Chevy is already suffering from this mistake? The symptoms are often subtle at first. The most common sign is difficulty starting your vehicle immediately after refueling. If your Chevy cranks and cranks but won't fire up right after you've left the pump, that's a classic sign of a flooded evap system. Another major indicator is the dreaded check engine light. You might see codes like P0442 or P0455 on a scan tool. These codes represent small and large evap leaks, often caused by charcoal debris preventing valves from sealing. Some owners also report a faint smell of gasoline around the rear of the vehicle, or even a decrease in fuel economy as the engine struggles with an improper air-fuel ratio. Many people believe the myth that the pump just clicks off early, but in modern Chevys, that sensor is incredibly accurate. If it clicks, it's full. Period. Ignoring these symptoms doesn't just hurt your wallet. It can lead to your car failing emissions testing, making it illegal to drive in many states. If you see that orange light on your dash, don't just clear the code. It's a warning that your fuel system is under siege. Using a diagnostic tablet can confirm the damage, but by the time the light is constant, the charcoal canister is usually beyond saving. It's a diagnostic nightmare that could have been avoided with one simple rule: trust the equipment. The solution is the simplest piece of automotive advice you will ever receive: trust the click. When that nozzle shuts off, your job at the pump is done. Remove the nozzle, close your fuel door, and walk away. It might feel strange to leave a total at $49.87, but that 13-cent difference is what stands between you and a $1,500 repair. And here is a pro tip for every Chevy owner. Make sure your gas cap is tightened until it clicks at least 3 times. A loose cap can mimic evap failure symptoms, but it won't cause the liquid damage we've discussed today. By following these 2 simple steps, you are ensuring your Silverado or Equinox stays on the road for hundreds of thousands of miles. You've just saved yourself a 4-figure repair bill and years of mechanical headaches. If you found this deep dive valuable, hit that subscribe button. We're dedicated to helping you master your machine and avoid the traps that most drivers fall into. Drop a comment below. Have you ever experienced an evap failure? Let's get the conversation started. Drive safe, and remember, let the machine do its job so you can do yours.